Let me pause that. Hey everybody, I haven't done one of these in a while. Switch hands there. Well, not switching hands because this is this hand and I just turned it. I believe this is going to be a What's Roger Watching. Like I said, I haven't done one of these in a while. And I figured, you know what, let some of my viewers know about this show because you guys probably don't even know about it. If you know me, I've talked about shows from the UK so many times. There are so many favorites I've had, and I've always talked about how I felt a lot of them were, excuse me, a lot smarter and cleverer than the US shows that we are being spoon-fed. Not to mention that America has way too many, and probably in the UK too, way too many game shows and reality shows and things like that. But I'm always looking for a good drama, a good science fiction show, just a very good entertaining show. And if it turns out to be a science fiction show or a horror show or a Twilight Zone-ish type show, and it's coming from the UK, I need to see it. I want to see it because I know it's going to be done with the utmost class and well written and not spoon fed to you what's happening. Makes you think, using the old cranium. Yeah. But anyway, so I started watching the show. Well, I knew about the show coming out. I'm talking about The Aliens. Well, you saw it in the title. The Aliens from 2016. It is a, well, I know it's a UK show. I can't tell you exactly what studio or what channel. I'm not going to say it's a BBC show. It's a four something. It's the same channel, I believe, that did Misfits and Black Mirror and some other things like that, Utopia. So it's European, it's UK. But anyway, I heard of the show and I was like very intrigued by the plot line. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And I heard it was only going to last 6 episodes. So it's kind of like a mini show. I'm pretty much in the middle of the final episode. There's only 6 episodes to this show. I don't know. They're calling it Series 1. I don't know if there will be a Series 2 or 3. I don't know if this is going to end on a cliffhanger. But what started out in the first couple episodes being, okay, all right, I'm watching it. By the time you get to the 4th, 5th, and now the final episode, you're so invested in these characters, in their lives, in the situations that are happening, that your full attention is like, I got to see how this is going to end. I want to see what's going to happen.
These aliens may look like us, but there are some big differences. Who here thinks it's okay to sell the hair off your body for people to smoke as a life-destroying drug? We're going to make sure that they're tagged and sprayed. And by 8 o'clock, every one of them's back on the right side of that wall. I'm not going to let anything bad happen. That's a promise. Love alien.
Little background, not background on the show. Well, background on the show. One of the flags that went up, boing, that I wanted to watch this is because it was created by the writer, and it's written by the writer of another UK show that came out a few years ago, lasted only 3 seasons, unfortunately, because they ended it with a cliffhanger, and I would love to see another season to see what happens, because that final episode really left it. The show was In the Flesh, which was kind of a realistic take on if dead people started coming back to life. Not as zombie flesh eaters, although, but the realization or the reality of the situation, as certain people would not want them to be back. There was a certain racism that is brought up. You're the undead. I don't want you living in my neighborhood anymore. Go live somewhere else, type of thing.
What are you?
He's a bit different looking, but he's still the same.
Oh Lord, it really brings me down about the devil.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
We're living in a world where real monsters exist.
They are not your neighbors, not your friends. They are imposters, changelings of the highest order.
And the same writer, I believe his name is Fenton Ryan. He created this show and wrote this show, The Aliens, which is one of those shows that's kind of hard to find. You just gotta do The Aliens UK, and you'll find a Wikipedia and episode guide and all that. But it takes place like 40 years after aliens have landed or crash land, supposedly, on a slave ship, supposedly. It's never really touched on. It's just like there's a little history in the opening credits, and there's touched on a little bit here and there. And they've been here for about 40 years, and they've been secluded. There's been walls built up, and they live in a whole nother area, which has become like slums, where there's cars on fire and buildings deteriorating, and just heavy partying and drugging, and it really touches on a lot of things that are happening now in our world, with racism and building the wall against immigrants, and you can't come here unless you wear a certain wristband so we know you are an alien, an illegal alien, to a true point, an alien. And the thing about these aliens is their hair is wanted, and there's this whole underground drug movement. People, instead of like smoking crack or smoking marijuana, they smoke the alien's hair, which burns a green glow, and they get high off of that. And the aliens basically know they can make money by shaving their heads, shaving their bodies, and smuggling this to the humans to get high off of their hair. And so there's this whole underworld thing going on with crime lords in, I believe the area is called Troy, which is where the aliens live. And there are underground tunnels, where they come over and they infiltrate, and they do their dealings. And the whole show centers around this border guard, right at the border, where people are let in, aliens are let in to be the working class. Like I said, they wear the wristbands, and they come in and they could do menial jobs like cleaning and driving and things like that. But then at the end of the day, they have to go back to Troy and be in their own slums and live, and that's how they make their money, other than selling their hair and doing it the illegal way. And we're introduced to this border guard who finds out in the first episode, not really spoilers because you can see this in the trailer and the teaser, that he was born a half-breed. He's half human, half alien. So there's that torn bit there where he doesn't, know what side he's on. He strikes up a relationship with this woman which turns out to be like adult sex video person, and then it turns out she's like this part of this major crime lord in Troy that's doing these dealings, and she's bringing him, this border guard, in and mixing them up, and then you find out who the father is, who, again, being a UK show, I really don't know any of these characters. There's only one actor, a character actor, that plays the crime lord that was originally established in Troy and then was put away to prison, and another one, a bad one, took over. And that actor has been in like Shaun of the Dead. First time I saw him was in the Edgar Wright show Spaced with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. He's been in the show Luther, Black Mirror, a brilliant UK show called Utopia he's been in. He was one of the leads in Kill List, the horror movie that came out a while ago. But his name is Michael Smiley, and if you just do a search for him, he's got this very familiar face. You've seen him in stuff, and he plays the other crime boss that kind of wants to give everything up, but he knows there's this other one that took over that is a very violent to extreme ways, and of course, you know, well, I'm not going to go into spoilers. But he gets drawn back into it and then tries to make amends and tries to get Troy back on track the way it is. And then, you know, you have the guy who's the border guard who has the suspicions among his other workers, wondering, you know, what's his story type of thing. And then his family with an alcoholic father that raised him, that isn't his real father, and his sister who is hooked on the hair of the alien, which they call fur. You know, you're addicted to fur. Oh, and they call the aliens morks, which is really cool. You're a mork. You're a bloody mork. It's ingenious. It's a very, like I said, the first couple episodes, it took me a while to get hooked on it, but once I was, and like I said, there's only 6 episodes. Once I was, it was like, this is great. It's a whole created new universe between the morks and the humans, and there's the half-breed, and they're getting high on morks' fur, as it were, and it's something I want you guys to check out. If you're interested in sci-fi, I mean, there's no flying things, there's no aliens, there's no laser beams or anything like that. It's a true what if, 40 years down the line, if aliens were here and got to the point where we walled them all up in this place, and they're there, they can make a living coming over, crossing the border, but have to go back, and then they have to, you know, if they want to get even bigger, they have to sell their hair, which is illegal, you know, like drugs.
They say we came here on a convict ship. Prove it!
That was impressive. Something about her. My destiny's tied up with her in some way.
I heard she was a bit of a slag. That's Fabian! He's in charge of, like, everything.
I know who your real father is. It's the only one capable of taking Fabian on. So I need you to help me break him out of prison.
How's it going? Seriously?
Find him! Get out there! Have him!
You're a genetic leap. I don't want to be a genetic leap.
I'm the last thing you see before you die.
Ready?
The aliens are coming, landing on E4 this March.
And the slums are so bad. There are little areas where people just sit in these warehouses, and they have this giant sheet, and they basically take GTA, Grand Theft Auto, and use it like a screensaver where they're watching the sunset and the water. And the one character comes in, he sees it, he goes, "This is all fake. This is fake water. It's like fake sunset. What are you watching this stuff for?" And it's like they're only out, you know, they're only relaxation in Troy. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's a UK show, only 6 episodes right now. It just finalized the final episode, aired the final episode. It's called The Aliens from the UK. Look it up, see if you can find it somewhere, and give it a watch if you're interested. I'm enjoying it, and like I said, I have about a half hour left to the episode, so I don't know where it's going. I don't know if it'll end on a cliffhanger, and if it does, I hope they do bring it back so I can watch it again. But yeah, so anyway, this is old Roger D on Channel Donstar, just telling you what Roger's watching right now, and I'll let you go now. All right, have a good day. It's terrible out. It's raining right now. It's just been a gloomy Saturday. This is Saturday right now. It's just been gloomy and cold. It's in the 40s. It's just going to be May, and it's in the 40s and rainy and gloomy. Anyway, so I'm watching this, and we'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye.